What's up, YouTube fans? Today we're going to be reviewing the X-Transbots Flipout, their version of Breakdown. This is the box. It's actually pretty small. So the last few figures, they've been really compact packages. I like that because it's cheaper to ship, and also it's not wasteful. You know, it's less waste in this. But here's a box. You got a nice animation of the figure here. Another weird saying. Let's see. I'm the black cat that passed you and broke your mirrors. They're getting weirder and weirder with these. That one's pretty funny. Apparently these boxes combine together to make some kind of image. It should be pretty cool. On the top you've got the figure information. It's called a Berserker is the name of the team. So they're the Sunicons, and then you got this guy's called the Terrorist Flipout. That's really it for the box. No like images of upcoming figures or anything like that. So we're gonna get the figure out of here. It's pretty much the same as Fans Toys now. They've got the styrofoam packaging, so we're not gonna go over that. We'll just move right into the figure. And here we have X-Transbots Flipout in his vehicle mode. So he comes packaged this way. He's got some plastic on here. I haven't taken that off yet. It's a really good looking vehicle mode. There's some things that aren't tabbed in, so I don't know. We'll see if we can get it tabbed in. I've heard some issues with this, and maybe I shouldn't have tabbed that in, but there's a little bit of loose. Oh, there we go. Never mind. Now it's pegged in. So here we have their version of, did I say Breakdown before? I meant Wildrider, not Breakdown. So his tires are not really moving. I don't know if that's because they're stuck or what. It doesn't really roll too good. Maybe it just needs to be loosened up. Nope. The wheels are, oh, maybe it's this. Let's see. Anyway, it's got beautiful detail on it. So we got headlights here and turn signals. You've got the Ferrari logo, obviously with no actual horse on it, just the yellow. What looks like headlights that pop up, but they don't actually pop up, which is fine. You've got the rear view mirrors that are basically like right on the doors, which I like because it's harder to break them that way. On the rear, you've got nice painted detail on the tail lights, the bumper, these rear mufflers, exhaust. Very well painted. And then the glass here is this red translucent plastic. Let's get in some other figures just for comparison. So let's take a look at the weight and the height on this guy. So we'll compare him to our usual blue streak here. So he weighs in at 6.5 ounces or 177 grams. And Blue Streak weighs in at 135 grams or 4 3/4 ounces. So definitely a little bit of die cast, a little bit heavier than the typical masterpiece car from Takara. And lengthwise, almost identical to Blue Streak. And same widthwise, pretty much identical widthwise. So if we just take a quick measurement, about 6 inches from bumper to bumper and about 2.5 inches wide. So very, very similar to all the other masterpiece cars. It's actually a very good looking car. I am annoyed by this. I don't know what the deal is. I'll have to figure out why the wheel gets stuck so much. But overall, I think it's actually a good looking figure. Now it does come with a little bit of stuff. Let's see. Let's put this off to the side. You get obviously your instruction booklet and your collector's card. Actually, this one is not bad. Normally their collector's cards kind of stink. I haven't been a fan, but this one's actually pretty cool. It kind of looks like a masterpiece card, so I'm glad they changed this finally. I like this. That's not horrible. And then you also get an alternate face in here. If we can get it out of the package. Looks like it's... Oh, it's sealed in there. That's interesting. Well, there's the face. Don't know yet what the difference is between this and the one that's on there, so we'll figure that out. And here's the booklet. It looks like you got colored instructions. I don't know. These don't look amazing, but we'll see. Those recent Fans Toys one with their version of Cyclonus Quietus figure, that was a really good instruction book. This one looks okay. Oh, and here they got an image of the other figures that are coming out, which is cool. Oh, look at that. They're comparing it to MP-18, which I have right here. So they're showing the other figures. You've got Crack Up, which I'm going to show a little bit later in robot mode. You've got Megatron, obviously, they've got it blurred out, but that's Takara's version. Here they've got Death Wish, which is coming soon. That's the Porsche. Here you got Drag Strip, which is sort of like an Indy car, but he's got 4 wheels up front for some reason. That is cartoon accurate, but... And then Motormaster, man, I'm excited for that Motormaster. It looks really cool. Although Fans Toys is coming out with theirs, so I don't know. I don't know what to do here. And then here's the trailer for Motormaster. It says available sold separately. So I wonder if you even need it to make the full combined mode. I'm guessing you do. I hope it's not sold separately. It should come with this guy. But that's it for the book. So that's pretty much everything you get with it. So the only other accessory is this here, and the gun. It just basically tabs in to the... Ooh, there's a hole all the way through. That's kind of weird. And it just tabs in and it kind of goes up and down. That's pretty much it. It is painted this metallic silver or gunmetal, which is nice. It's a good looking gun. But that's really it for our vehicle mode. There's not much else to show. I think it's a good scale, good color, good paint. I'm not sure about the wheels or why they're getting stuck. I'll take a look at that before we do transformation. But just like all my other reviews, I'm not going to transform it on camera. So we'll get this guy transformed into robot mode and we'll be right back. Alright guys, we are back from transforming. What a beautiful transformation process this thing has. X-Transbots has really turned things around. I'm truly impressed. It was such a smooth and easy process. I used the instructions because I saw other people break something, and everyone knows who I'm talking about, and I didn't want to break anything, so I decided, let me use the instructions and make sure I don't do anything wrong. But you didn't need them. It's such an intuitive transformation, and it just is absolutely beautiful. I love the way this looks. It looks like it's like a G1 toy that grew up and became a professional toy. I mean, it just is so reminiscent of the cartoon and the G1 toy. It just looks so good, but yet it transforms so easily and so beautifully. It's such a nice design. I didn't have any issues transforming. I was just very careful because I didn't want to break anything. But I never was at risk of breaking anything. The only thing that I think is a risk is the hood. Some people have had trouble, or not the hood, the roof. Some people have trouble getting that roof off and disconnected from the back. I had no issue as long as you push down on the top of the car and pull back on the rear. It'll unpeg from right in here, and that's what you want. You want it to unpeg from inside here. Otherwise, you might break that off. The tabs that attach it, you might break those off. They're right here. They're little tiny translucent tabs, so I can see how those would be easy to break, but I didn't have any issue with it. It was fine. Let's talk about this guy. So let's go over articulation first. So his head is on a rotating swivel. It is kind of close to this rear. Oops, sorry, I was off camera. It's close to this rear windshield here, so it does get hindered a little bit, and I don't want to scratch the paint, but I think you can get it all the way around if you kind of force it past that. It does look up, it has a little bit of down, but because of the shape of the bottom of the head, and look at that head sculpt. Just beautiful. The paint is awesome. face is awesome. We do get this alternate head sculpt right here, and I believe it's got a slightly different nose and a slightly different mouth expression. I guess I will take this out and take a look at it, because what's the point of keeping it in the bag? Oh man, I ripped the bag. It sucks. So here's the other face sculpt. It's just a little bit different definition in the nose and in the mouth. So continuing on with articulation, the arms go all the way up to there, no problem, no hindrance whatsoever. Rotates all the way around, and so you've got a ball joint in there. So, and you also got this other shoulder joint, so you can get the shoulder up, or you can just use this. So you've got kind of plenty of articulation. You get a rotation at the bicep, a double jointed elbow, gets you all the way to there, just like the other figure. A rotation. Oops, what am I hitting here? Before I break something, let me check. So it looks like the bottom of the windshield, or the side windows, are sticking out a little bit, so you tend to rub. So you want to just open it up a little bit before you rotate. But you got a plenty of waist rotation. Actually, it's a little bit hindered, so the door gets in the way. But you do have that rotation. You do have a huge ab crunch, although that's mostly for transformation, but plenty of ab crunch. The hip skirts, both the front and the side, they're really square, which is it's just very reminiscent of the cartoon. Actually, you know what? We didn't do our typical. Let's put an image up in the corner here of this guy from the G1 cartoon. I think they've done a great job here. I think, if my memory serves me right, this is pretty accurate to the G1 cartoon. Anyway, moving on. You do get hip all the way up, down, all the way out. It's not ratcheted. It's a soft ratchet in and out. And then this way is just a friction joint. So you get plenty of movement there. The knee is ratcheted. Nice ratchet there. Ankle pivot, ankle tilt, and toe tilt also, because these two pieces are separate. The feet are die cast, so you get a little bit of weight there. What else is die cast on here? I think this might be die cast, this piece right here. I think the rest is plastic. Is this metal? This might be die cast too, these shins. The shins, the feet, and the chest, I think, are metal. By the way, I did have a little bit of that adhesive that from the sticker that was on here. I guess they were just trying to protect the paint, but it does leave a little bit of residue. Here he is from the back. Very good looking figure. Let's bring in their their version of Breakdown. Hand up, guy. And these two look really good together. Oh, we didn't get his gun. Let's get his gun in here. It tabs in just like every other Masterpiece figure. Really good looking gun. And so this gun matches, just like the Breakdown figure, their Flipout figure. The gun matches perfectly with the paint. It's the same color paint. And he holds it pretty well. You can get this guy into some great poses because of all of his articulation. And again, I'm terrible at posing on camera, but we're going to try to make this work. There you go. Very impressive in person. Definitely looks better in person than it did on the camera. I watched other reviews, and I think in hand, this is really quite amazing looking figure. It just looks amazing. The red paint all around looks awesome. I think they did a great job of that. I don't know if this is supposed to tab in or if it just sits loose like that, but it's fine. It doesn't cause a problem. So yeah, I'm really impressed with this figure. Let's bring in Megatron for a comparison quick. Here he is with Masterpiece Megatron. Pretty good size. I think that fits in perfectly. I mean, it's the same size as Breakdown, but pretty good size for this set. I'm excited to see what the combined mode looks like. They haven't shown it. They've only shown, renders. They haven't really shown the actual prototype. of the combined mode. So I'm interested to see what that's going to look like. I think it's really going to be something special. So that's really it for this guy. We didn't really get a chance to show off his face sculpt here, so let's do that real quick and then we'll get out of here. So just like every other figure, you do have to remove a screw here. So let's get this out of here and then we'll be right back. Alright, so in case you were curious, just one screw, you pull off the front and then there's the face. So you can just grab the face. I wonder if you can take this off without taking it apart. You might be able to. Anyway, so take off that face, grab the other one, and it just kind of sits right on top of the eyes there. It's got this sort of purplish, bluish eyes, more purple than blue. And then put that back together, and we'll just leave the screw out for the minute. And there's the other face. So I don't know. Oh, I see. It's a matte red, or not matte red. It's a standard red versus this is the chrome red. I think the chrome red is definitely better. It's just got a better look to it, shinier. It pops. This one's a little too bland, but it's fine. I'm glad that they included a second head sculpt, or sorry, second face sculpt. So let's just put the other one back for now. This does seem a little fragile, so you want to be careful with this. I wouldn't mess with this too much. But that's it, guys. That's this figure. I definitely recommend it. I mean, I recommended this guy too, although I didn't really like the peach color. I'm hoping they come up with a just a standard white. They came out with the other color one, the one for TFCon, the purple one. I think the G2 version. So I don't know why they can't come out with another version. You know, seems like it's pretty easy for them to do a repaint because they did one really quickly for TFCon. So I'm hoping they make a pure white version. I'm not a big fan of this peach color, but both of these guys are great. I think they're really knocking out of the park with their latest figures. Yeah, so go X-Transbots. I think they're starting to compete with the likes of DX9 and maybe even Fans Toys. You know, they're starting to get to that level of quality and design. They're not quite there, but I think they're getting close. And I'm happy. I'm happy that they're doing that. Now I just did a review of Cyclonus, and I compared Fans Toys version of Cyclonus Quietus, and I compared it to the X-Transbots Elagos. A little bit of an unfair comparison because that was a much older figure, and well before the current technology existed. But that was even a good figure for its time. They just had quality issues. Now they've sort of solved those quality issues. I don't think I have any quality issues on this guy. I had no problems transforming, no issues in robot mode, no issues in vehicle mode. So that's really it. I definitely recommend it. Thanks for watching. Please leave any comments if you have any questions, and we'll see you next time.